Good morning and welcome to Algebra 1. This is Thursday, April 30th. Okay, today we're talking about the three ways you can write a quadratic equation. We're only going to focus on one way today, but I'm going to show you all three. The first form is y equals a parenthesis x minus h close parenthesis squared plus k. Okay, well that's a lot of new stuff, and of course we'll describe what everything is, but this is called vertex form. Vertex form. Again, I'll explain everything as we go, but first, the three forms. The second form that we will get to once we are done with the first is y equals a parenthesis x minus p close parenthesis open parenthesis x minus q close parenthesis. We're done. This has two names. It's either called factored form or intercept form. And they're both correct. So call it factored form or call it intercept form. We'll bounce between the two labels as we go. The last form of a quadratic equation is y equals a x squared plus bx plus c, and that's called standard form. So just like a linear equation had three different forms it could be written in, we had slope-intercept, point-slope, and standard. Quadratic equations also have three forms: vertex form, factored or intercept form, and standard form. Okay, make sure that's in your notes, and we're going to begin talking about vertex form. All right, so some things about vertex form, and we'll develop them as we go. But the most important thing about vertex form is why it's called vertex form. In vertex form, the vertex is the coordinate hk. Please understand, there is supposed to be a minus sign right there. So if it says x minus 2, the h part of that is 2. If it said x plus 2, it's actually negative 2. It's opposite the sign you see. Here is an example of an equation. Y equals negative 2 parenthesis x minus 3 quantity squared plus 9. What's the vertex? Well, the vertex, which we'll just use a capital V for, is at 3, 9. Notice that says plus on the outside. 3, 9. All we're doing right now is identifying the vertex. Try another one. Y equals 1/4 x plus 2 squared minus 5. Only question right now is, where is the vertex, the turning point of that curve? Vertex is hk. That says x plus 2, but it's supposed to have said minus. So it's a negative 2. And k is what follows, and it says minus 5, so it's negative 5. This is very important if we're going to learn how to graph a parabola. Identifying the vertex is key because it's the center of our t-table. Let's take an example. I'm going to, we'll just use, let's say, the first one I wrote down. So I'm going to erase that one, and I'm just going to make a t-table right there. So x, y, here's my t-table. I am not going to use the 5 inputs we've been using. I'm not going to do -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. I'm not. Because it needs to be centered on the vertex. The vertex is 3, 9. So the middle of my t-table is going to be 3, 9. The t-table is centered on the vertex, so then it becomes symmetric as you move out. The inputs I'm going to use are 1 away on either side. So 1 less than 3 is 2, and 1 less than 2 is 1. 1 more than 3 is 4, and 1 more than 4 is 5. So my inputs for this t-table are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's important that you use inputs that are centered on the vertex and move away symmetrically. I wouldn't count down 1, but then up 2, up 5. It wouldn't be a pretty graph. It wouldn't look right. It's also hard to graph like that. Now all we're going to do is the same thing we've been doing with the IXL, where you plug in the numbers into the equation and see what you get. Remember the order of operations. PEMDAS, parentheses first, then the exponent, then multiplication or division, then addition or subtraction. You have to use the order of operations, as some of you were discovering and emailing me about. It's very important. All right, so I'm going to plug in the number 1 first. And I'm going to just put this, I'm going to talk it through. You can write it down, of course, but I'm going to talk it through. If x is 1, what is 1 minus 3? -2. That's the parentheses. Now I have to square it. I'm not going to multiply. I have to square it because of PEMDAS. So -2 squared is 4. -2 times -2 is 4. Now I'm going to multiply by -2. 4 times -2 is -8. And then I have to add 9. -8 plus 9 is 1. 1, 1. That's the coordinate. Now I'm going to plug in the number 2. 2 minus 3 is -1. -1 squared is 1. 1 times -2 is -2, plus 9, -2 plus 9, 7. If I'm doing it right, I don't actually have to do the other 2 problems because I know it's symmetric. It should be 7 and 1, but I'm not sure. So let's just check it out. Plug in the 4. If you want, plug in the 3. I mean, we already have the answer. It's supposed to be 9, but plug it in. 3 minus 3 is nothing. Nothing squared is nothing. Nothing times -2 is nothing. And nothing plus 9 is 9. So that was a good answer. Good for us. 4. 4 minus 3 is 1. 1 squared is 1. 1 times -2 is -2. And -2 plus 9 is 7. Thank goodness. Plug in 5. 5 minus 3 is 2. 2 squared is 4. 4 times -2 is -8, and -8 plus 9 is 1. The symmetry that you get in the t-table, if it's centered on the vertex and you do things correctly, tells you that you're correct, tells you that you're right. So then if we were to graph this, which I will do over here real lightly, all right, we have nothing negative at all, so it's really an entirely positive graph. I'm going to put it in just the first quadrant because I don't need negatives. There's no negative numbers. The x value goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The y value goes up to 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't need more than that because my numbers don't exceed that. 1, 1 is my first coordinate. There it is. 2, 7, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is right about here. 3, 9 is right up here at the top of my curve. 4, 7 continues. Now it's dropping again. And 5, 1 is right there. And of course it's correct. We go like that. And we have arrowheads. I had no negative numbers in my t-table, but that doesn't mean there are no negative numbers in the graph. It goes down forever. So the arrowheads do go down forever. There's the graph. On my graph, I see my vertex. My vertex is right there. My vertex, as predicted, is 3, 9. My vertex is at the very top of my curve, making it a maximum. Because my curve has arrowheads that point down forever, so it opens down. If you recall from the equation I gave you, it said y equals -2, blah, blah, blah. That negative sign that begins the equation is what makes the curve open down. It causes the curve to reflect over the x-axis. All right. So far as additional work, I mean, that's it. That's what you have to do. The biggest stumbling block it seems you've been having is with the order of operations. You just have to be careful. Remember, PEMDAS, parentheses first, then the exponent, then multiply or divide, and then add or subtract, depending upon what the actual problem was. That's the IXL as well. That was BB.3. I asked you to get to 85% by the end of Wednesday. I'm going to check it, and hopefully we did it. If you have to make it up today still, please do. Don't give up on it. It's an assignment. It's going to count for homework. Here's what's going to be the homework that's due for tomorrow. Are you ready? Because you got to write it down. I'm giving you one equation. Y equals negative, parenthesis, x plus 2, close parenthesis, squared plus 3. I need you to make the t-table and graph it. Again, if you need to graph it on printed grid paper, that's fine. If you have to make your own, just make sure it's neat and make sure that the tick marks have the correct space in between them so it looks correct. This is what I want you to do. This is the assignment, and I need you to submit it to me, send it to me by Friday at 8 a.m. Some of you guys are sending me the materials, but you're sending them to me late, which is after I've posted the answer, which is not when I want to see the homework assignment, after I've given you the answer. So please try to get it to me either the same day or the following morning before the lesson posts. If you have any questions, please email me. If you need a one-on-one Zoom meeting, we certainly can. Just let me know what you need. Have a wonderful day.